Okay guys, making a quick video for estate owners. This is for the folks that are going to buy and manage estates. In order to become an owner, you spend the 50 coins initially to build the estate, or you have one of these titles that is listed specifically at the bottom in order to get one for free. If your estate is destroyed, it costs you 10 coins to return it back to the lowest level of estate that you can have. Let's take a look at the tracker, as this makes it a little bit easier to understand. Lightfoot here is going to be my example. This is a tracker of an estate owner. In the upper left-hand corner, you've got your player's name. That's to identify who you are. Some very key components of this estate tracker here is the labor cap. This is the governing stat that limits what you can do in a turn. Your resources. That's the 4 items that you can stockpile, hold on to, and send up to your lady with a specific building. Protection. This is when the lady offers you protection through her actions, or if you get some sort of special bonus from a kingdom event or relic. Attack and defense scores are the scores that are derived from your various units in your military, as well as your buildings. All of those stats can be found inside of the rules system, which is linked in the pinned post. There is also the team that you belong to. This is how you get paid and pay your people, and your estate's rank, which determines what you have unlocked for your estate inside of your faction, as well as how much coin you get from your lady to pay your people. What has changed with the estate system from the beginning is now you will directly take money from your lady and decide how to distribute amongst your troops and yourself. In this case, I'll use Lightfoot as the example. Lightfoot is a rank 6 estate because he is the second to another lady. Let's just say, as I am not going to tell you what estates get at each rank, that he gets 50 coins a turn from his lady in order to pay his people and himself. He could choose, then, to set Fuzz, Ducky, Tundra, Chauncey, and Zergo at 5 each, giving them 25 and holding 25 for himself. What that will mean is that each of his players, whenever they attend a park day, will get 5 coins each to spend on whatever they wish, whereas Lightfoot, when he shows up to a park day, will receive 25. Those 25 coins for Lightfoot, while it might sound like a lot, is going to be what he uses in order to get materials, food, weapons, and armor and coin, as well as to produce and finance his army. That would be how that would be set up. He could spread it more evenly among his troops. It is 100% up to the estate owner how he is spreading his wealth. The other things to pay attention to this are labor cap. The state system is run entirely in a turn order that dictates how you do things, and how it is run really does make a difference in how it plays. The beginning of the turn is when you have your market phase where you buy your materials or sell them, or when you buy your labor. Labor cap is not free. Labor cap is what you are limited in labor for a turn. If labor costs 1 coin for the turn, and you have a labor cap of 10, you can spend up to 10 coins to have 10 labor used for that turn. That labor then is what you use to do the rest of your actions for the turn. So let's say I have a labor cap of 10. I'm Lightfoot. I spend 1 coin for each of my labor, so I have 10 to do for the day. I want to build 2 buildings that require me to use 4 of that labor. Well, I've spent 4 of it, I have 6 remaining. I can then use the 6 to use those buildings to produce things. In case of a farm, I can spend up to 3 to produce food. In the case of a mill, I can spend some to produce materials. It allows me to accrue more stored resources. Can then use those resources to be sold off, sent up to the ladies, or later on I may be adding some event things that these can be spent on. That is essentially how you run the estate's economy and military. The final thing is attacking. If Lightfoot wanted to attack, let's say, Krieg at his own park, Lightfoot would have to attend his home park, because that's where Krieg's estate is located, and then he would attack him. He'd go to the Master of Coin, he rolls a 10-sided dice, adds his attack score, which would be 5, and compares it to Krieg's defense score. In this case, if he rolled a 1, he would tie it, which actually goes to the attacker, I believe. There's a chart. There is a maximum that you can lose. You can lose a maximum of 3 soldiers, and 2 buildings, and that's if the attack is the worst it could possibly be from monster or player. Yeah, let's see. If the attacker is tied, it does go to the attacker. When you successfully attack, you gain prestige, which will unlock units for you, as well as other special buildings in the game. I'll be adding more content as I can. The other thing you can do is upgrade. Currently, Lightfoot has 3 prestige, which doesn't qualify him to upgrade his hold from manor, but later on, when he has 5 prestige, he'll be able to upgrade his main building to another building. I believe manor becomes a state. At the estate level, he'll get 2 more plots of land, and his base defense score gets greater. If he was to get attacked like what happened this turn to Never was, his hold becomes destroyed. At a destroyed hold level, you maintain your estate rank whenever you're brought back. You go to your park, spend 10 coins, and you'll be returned to the manor level of estate hold. You'll then once again be able to resume play. Anything that's left inside of your stored resources, you'll get back. We don't do any kind of looting, so if you had materials here when it's destroyed, they'll still be here. You can use 10 coins from your stored resources to restore your hold back to a manor. Hopefully this has kind of explained the estate system in a way that's a little easier to understand. You're still going to want to read the estate system document rules. It's 13 pages, it's a little lengthy, but it'll give you a good idea of what's going on. If you have questions, as always, guys, send them to me. Lightfoot's got a pretty good hold on the system, too, and he is taking questions as well. I also have Austin going through the estate tracker sheet to make sure things look right after turns, so we're both auditing it to make sure that things are done correctly. If you've got questions, I will try to stay available. The other thing for the Masters of Coin that are watching this video that are a little maybe worried about this, once all of these are sorted out each week, I'm going to be going through it and auditing it and creating this giant list that is alphabetized that tells you exactly what players are paid. That way there's a very clear line of what people are going to be paid. Hope this video was informative for you guys. Do have a good night.